Hello, traders. Welcome to Friday stream, where Bitcoin has continued its downtrend. It's currently down 1% on the day. Just sellers still in control of the market. You can appreciate it if we take a look at the Bollinger Bands. Just price riding down the lower band here. Relentless selling by market participants. And you can also tell that we lost $64,900, which is a very real level from history here. It's the first Pico top from the 2021 cycle, and above $63,500, which is the daily candle close from that same impulse. So just trying to maybe get a reaction out of support. I mean, there's nothing indicative of maybe a reversal here, but you're just on the next demand zone or support for BTC. Also, you did staff the mid range of this descending channel and had somewhat of a reaction, but not enough, not nearly enough, to be honest. Just has been a lot of selling for the past couple of weeks. And if we go to Fibonacci retracement, you can see that we lost we're trying to hold the 0.5 retracement zone from the low of May 1st up to the high of June 7. So yeah, it's not much to say, honestly. Just downtrend continuation, printing strong negative momentum once again on the daily time frame, and about to confirm in 44 more minutes the lowest daily candle close since May 14 on BTC. So not good, chat, not at all. And also, I've talked a lot about the P-cycle top indicator here being somewhat of a guide for this bull market, like it was in 2017, that it was respected and it worked as support a bunch of times. We respected it twice before losing it on like 5 days ago, and actually had a formal bearish retest yesterday and had a continuation today. So yeah, just at this point, pretty much wishful thinking for any reversal at these levels here. This is the last support before 57,000 or so. You always have the psychological level of 60,000, but regarding price history from the past, this is the last level before 60K, and you don't want to go to 60K, in my opinion, because the whole structure on the high time frame starts to look way worse than this. Also on BTC, I'm gonna pull up a cleaner chart. This is going on. We'll have the 2-month daily candle close in 9 more days. I don't pay that much attention to a 2-month, but I think right now it's pretty significant, since when you go to the RSI, you see how close we are to above the 60-point level. A few days ago, we were at 69 points. Right now, we are at 68 points given the sell-off. But anytime that BTC crosses this 70-point area on the 2-month, price just goes bananas. So it's what we've been waiting for and hoping for a while now. And I think 9 more days, you could either confirm this bullish engulfing candle and possibly save the bull market, or maybe if you have a close below 60K and print another bearish hammer, it's just going to be really hard for bulls to have an argument for a continuation of the uptrend if you have this kind of high time frame picture. On a more light discussion or not serious TA. There is some seasonality on BTC on the markets. If you go to the beginning of 2023, it was just basically on January 1st that the bottom was painted and we started like basically pumping on a parabolic fashion. And what I'm trying to say is that today is the summer solstice for the northern hemisphere. So maybe we get a seasonality change for good, for the upside after today. Not just relying on the cosmos or whatever, but just on seasons. And summer is going to officially start in the northern hemisphere. So maybe we get a somewhat of an impulse because of that. And also you have the moon phases. Today is the end of the new moon phase, and the full moon phase will begin, which typically has been bullish for price here. You've seen that we either chop or have somewhat of a small impulse after the full moon. So you cannot rely on that for your trading, but just have that in mind that there's a seasonality change coming up tomorrow, and that could affect the markets in some way or another. So that's your BTC. Let's go to Bitcoin dominance. So Bitcoin dominance working on a bearish engulfing candle. So a continuation of this engulfing that happened on Wednesday. This is good for altcoin performance, at least for Ethereum, and possibly starting to shape up this three falling peaks pattern here that we've been talking about, a classic distribution pattern. We have three consecutive lower highs, and the low after the second high, it's a lower low regarding the first low. So that's your breakout line at around 53.7. If you have a daily candle close below that level, you will have confirmed this distribution pattern with a target at around 50% for BTCD. Also, you have this hidden bearish divergence potentially playing out on the MACD histogram. You don't have it on the RSI, but you do have it on the MACD histogram, and you're about to print the first negative momentum bar on BTCD since June 3rd. So it could be somewhat of a good development for altcoins and for Ethereum. You just need to Bitcoin not to basically rock pull or nuke in order for this to be a good setup for altcoins, having some relief after this relentless selling that has happened for basically this whole month of June. Just the last 3 weeks have been grueling for some altcoins. Bitcoin to the SPX, also bearish engulfing candle, lowest daily candle close since May 14. Did not print a strong negative momentum in the MACD histogram. Oversold on the RSI, currently at the 31.47 level. So about to reach below 30 is like really oversold. It's on the bearish control zone. So approaching also the 200 moving average. So maybe you could get a reaction there. We'll see. You just lost the mid-range here of this descending channel. So maybe you'll see the bottom of the channel in order to consider this asset oversold and worth considering along. I'm going to go to USDT dominance. So USDT dominance, highest daily, about to put in the highest daily candle close since a long time, since May 14. So basically giving back a full month, or just, if you could say, taking back a full month of downtrend is just vanished and above the same levels that we had on May 13. So, but on this time around, you're way closer to 200 moving average, which hasn't been tested since October 22nd. So maybe that works somewhat of a resistance here, given the confidence of this mid range on this of this potential bear flag. But yeah, not looking good. still have not printed a strong positive momentum bar since June 18. So maybe losing somewhat of some steam here coming into this 200 moving average. If you are able to break out of it and flip it as support, then it's really bad news for the whole crypto market, in my opinion. And you're still above the 4.88%, which has been a critical level from his history, mostly on the weekly time frame. But you just see that every time price comes up here, you get a big sell-off. So yeah, you will want to see price being lowered at level in order to get like a risk on signal for crypto. So SPX on the daily time frame, just a continuation of yesterday's bearish engulfing candle, possibly a confirmation of that engulfing being real. Really high volume today. So yeah, your RSI, it's at the 71 point level, and maybe you have some bearish divergence here potentially starting to play out, where you have a lower high on the MACD histogram and a higher high on price. But this asset looks so bullish that I'm not. It's not. I don't think it's implying that it's going to nuke right away. But maybe you get somewhat of a pullback here with this kind of asymmetry between price action and on the oscillator. Going to the Nasdaq, also confirming yesterday's bearish engulfing candle. A lot of volume today also, and you can appreciate that same bearish divergence on the MACD histogram is currently maybe starting to get confirmed on the daily time frame. So maybe you get somewhat of a pullback in equities and on TradFi. DXY continuing to rip higher, which is highest daily candle close since April 30th. So not good. Printing strong positive momentum on the MACD histogram. So quite the reaction here out of this potential neckline that we had on this head and shoulders that didn't play out. So maybe you're putting higher highs and higher lows here in the chart. That will be really bad for risk. But as long as you don't take out this high from October 12th, you're going to be fine, in my opinion. Okay, let's look at Ethereum, because Ethereum's been somewhat decoupled from the crypto market. So at one point you were about to invalidate this engulfing from Wednesday, but right now you're on a green daily candle. On a green daily candle, you're up 0.22%, and just below this critical support resistance from history. I mean, this is a local trend line, horizontal support resistance, but very much real. You see how it's been regarded here as resistance, then support, resistance. Even here, there was a big inflection. So you want to maybe have a daily candle close above that level in order to have somewhat of a more bullish signal for Ethereum. But losing the negative momentum on the MACD histogram still, and maybe you get a chance on Ethereum to develop something out of this hidden bullish divergence in the MACD histogram, and you just need to flip $3,582 in order to have 4K basically on schedule. Otherwise, this could turn into just another lower high and rip downwards, basically nuke. But I like the strength that's been having against BTC. I'm gonna pull up the chart now. So Ethereum to Bitcoin right now is working on a bullish engulfing candle. So really good, starting to print the first positive momentum bar on the MACD since June 3rd, and the highest daily candle close since June 2nd. So it's what we've been discussing here. Maybe this was a confirmation low out of this somewhat of a inverse head and shoulders, or triple bottom that formed here pretty close to the 200 moving average, and for the first time it's being regarded as support since basically the merge. So a long time since this 200 moving average has not been regarded as support for Ethereum to Bitcoin. So really promising here. Clearly, Ethereum's taking the lead on the sell-off because it's been able to regain most of its value, even though Bitcoin has just been bleeding itself for the past 4 to 5 days. So really interesting picture. You do have to remember that at the end of the day, BTC is the boss. So if BTC ends up rocking, it's not gonna matter much how much the strength had Ethereum if BTC, because eventually Ethereum is gonna get dragged down either way if you have a large impulse down on Bitcoin. So that have that in mind and take all this Ethereum outperformance with a grain of salt. Since we're talking about Ethereum outperformance, I want to go to an interesting chart, how it's been doing. Sol ETH. So actually Sol ETH, it's green on a day, is up 0.11%. Maybe trying to get a bullish engulfing candle, but not quite yet. We'll see in 30 more minutes. But printing light negative momentum on the MACD histogram, you're really oversold on the RSI. You're at the 19 points on today's candle. So yeah, maybe you get another bear market rally, another lost point of supply, unless you start printing higher highs and higher lows. This chart, you know my opinion on it, looks very much like Wiggles distribution, schematic type 2. But until it doesn't get confirmed, this just could turn into another bullish recapture of the 200 moving average and just continue the outperformance. But doesn't seem very much like it for what we've seen since May 14 here, since all of the Ethereum ETF rumors and since the Ethereum ETF approval. So let's take a look at Sol. Sol also trying to close green on the daily, fighting for its life at the 200 moving average here. Definitely having a reaction here. Printing weak negative momentum on the MACD histogram. Just sideways. Could turn into a nothing burger candle in a few more days, but it's just good to see that avoiding to close below the 200 that you have not lost since like September 2023. So could be somewhat of a good signal for Solana. And on Sol BTC, also you might be finding support here at around the 20,264 sat level here, which is very real. You'll see here where it comes from. The previous cycle, a big inflection point that marked the bottom for this complacency shoulder rally. So you see how it's been regarded as support also this cycle around. So good price action with that bullish engulfing candle potentially closing 27 more minutes. But you're still below the 200 moving average, so you need a reclaim of the 200 in order to maybe start thinking on having some Sol BTC outperformance, because it could rally to 200 and have another bearish retest. So I would like Sol BTC to be above the 200 moving average, honestly. But yeah, it's a better price action than yesterday, actually, that you have this confluence of this support here on Sol BTC and of the 200 moving average on Sol USDT. So it's a good day for Solana. Another good performer today has been Pepe. Pepe working on a bullish engulfing candle and the highest daily candle close since June 16. Also printing weak negative momentum on the MACD histogram and maybe starting to confirm this hidden bullish divergence that we have here, where you have a lower low on the oscillator, on the histogram here, and you have a higher low on price. So interesting. We still haven't seen the 618 target on Fibonacci retracement, but that's all right. If the asset's getting a lot of bid and it has strength, you can get somewhat of a reaction on the 0.5, which is currently sitting. So doesn't need to get all the way down to 618. You actually dipped below here into the golden zone regarding Fibonacci retracement, but this could be a decent area to bid anyway on Pepe USD. Currently up 4% on the day, so quite a good performing today. This is clearly trading as Ethereum beta, since Ethereum has been trading quite well for the past 5 days, at least against BTC. You can see that Pepe has been getting that love too, been getting the buying pressure from the Ethereum ecosystem. And also, if you go to Pepe BTC, you can see that same bullish engulfing candle, losing the negative momentum on the MACD histogram, and the same, somewhat of the same hidden bullish divergence on the MACD histogram. So you already know this is going to be possibly the best performer if you get a relief or a bounce on crypto. So have your alerts set up for Pepe. If you maybe do a higher high regarding the high from June 12th against BTC, you possibly see some rally and some relief for Pepe BTC, especially if you compare it against what WIF has been doing. Look at this. So relentless selling on WIF. And it's because Solana has been trading way worse than Ethereum. So all the Sol betas just been on the dumpster lately. I've heard some people that WIF wasn't going to recover. I think it's gonna, if we get a proper altcoin season, I think this is gonna put in higher highs anyway. It's gonna go into all-time highs and whatever. But if I had to pick, I would choose Pepe against WIF all day, given the strength that Pepe's been showing for pretty much this whole month of June, since we have had this carnage on Bitcoin and altcoins. For example, Athena, look at that, just fresh lowest daily candle close ever, and fresh lows here. So continuing the downtrend with lower lows and basically lower highs. So yeah, just really good for the Pepe holders here. Okay, I'm gonna take a look at some Ethereum beta as well. That's been somewhat promising. Let's check it out. So ENS also closing green on the daily. It's not doing a bullish engulfing candle that like Pepe is doing, but it's above the 200 moving average. It's currently against a strong resistance here. As you see, it was regarded as resistance on January 14, 2022, May 2022, January this year, March, and also May. So maybe this turns into a breakout, possibly with a back test out of this level between $27 and $26. Maybe you get a confirmation of a back test, and ENS could start doing some really good things in the near future if you have that Ethereum's outperformance continuing. You also have this hidden bullish divergence on on ENS. So quite a similar setup to Pepe, but I think Pepe looks better than ENS. RPL was doing some things before a few days ago, but couldn't hold the 200 moving average. So maybe this turns into a higher low. But right now, it's not looking that great. You just have confluence on the histogram. On the MACD, you don't have any kind of divergence so far. But I wish it had stayed above the 200. But you're getting this pullback, so it's time to wait, maybe to put in a higher low. Pendle also green on the daily. Wow, it's been trading fantastic, printing strong positive momentum on the MACD histogram, and working on your highest daily candle close since June 5th. So yeah, pendulum pretty much has recovered the whole downtrend that it's been going on for June. So that's a sign of strength, and you can also appreciate what's been doing since the beginning of the bull run. It's just been putting higher highs and higher lows. Maybe you have this somewhat of an equal high here, but this is a higher low regarding this low. So it just looks fantastic for continuation to the upside if we don't have BTC rug pulling. That's the thing. So if BTC was just chopping or trading sideways, this would be a great long here. You could have this invalidation of losing this low, but since BTC has been trading like that, a lot of people is not gonna be willing to take this kind of risk given what altcoins have been doing for the past month. Lido was also doing some things today, just trading sideways below this resistance at $2.37, which is very real here. You'll see from TGE, it's the wick here, and it's been regarded as resistance a bunch of times. So I think if you flip it, you'll fly. You're still below the 200 moving average. So I think ENS is a better setup since you're above the 200. And RPL was also a better setup because you were trying to stay above the 200, but you're currently below it again. So we're going to entertain seeing ENS against Ethereum. So ENS working on a bullish engulfing candle today. Highest momentum on the MACD histogram since June 1st. So yeah, and reverse basically the whole June dump patch that most altcoins have had. So if you compare ENS, for example, to WIF, it's just a so different kind of a market structure. You'll see that since the top from May 29th, it's just been relentless selling on WIF and losing in just over 22 days, losing 56% of its value. So it's quite amusing to see this kind of altcoins getting this bid and showing this strength. It just shows you what the market's preferring right now and what they're buying. Because WIF was one of the strongest coins from, I would say, I don't know, February to April. Even though it's like an influencer coin and all of that, it just had like an infinite bid. And now you see it's wrecked, and you start to see some fundamentally strong coins like ENS pop up and show strength. Granted, you still have the meme coin Pepe showing a lot of strength and looking even better than ENS. But if you wanted to take a break from memes, this just looks like it might be the place if you flip this horizontal support resistance, which is really close here. So this could happen in any day now. OXO against Ethereum was also doing some things, but just for turning into a pathetic lower high here, bearish engulfing candle today. Just still printing positive momentum on the MACD histogram, but you have somewhat of a hidden bearish divergence potentially forming on the RSI here. We have a higher high on the RSI and a lower high on price, so that could imply continuation of the downtrend. So it's not worth entertaining, and you're below the 200 moving average after backtesting as resistance. So it's not like you're looking at ENS or Pendle or even Pepe, which has been trading really strong for the past few days. Let's look at Render. So Render also fighting for its life to stay above the 200 moving average. This bullish engulfing candle from Wednesday is still valid as long as you put in, as long as you don't put in a daily candle close below here, below $7.40. This bullish engulfing candle is going to be valid. So continuing to lose negative momentum on the MACD histogram. So you're just going to need to let it do its thing, because this could turn into just another lower low here given the downtrend that's been on for the past 2 weeks. And on render BTC, damn, did they actually do this? So they lost support from here from this ascending Browning wedge, and you had a bearish backtest to it here on June 19, and you immediately lost the support of the ascending Browning wedge again, plus somewhat of a bearish retest to a 200 moving average, and you're just trading flat for the day. So you're gonna need to see some buyers step up and maybe get a reclaim out of this structure in order to get excited about render again, at least on the BTC pair, at least on an outperformance against BTC. Okay. Let's look at something else that might be green for today. So injective, currently below the strong resistance from here. If you get a reclaim, it could turn interesting, because you could argue that this is maybe a secondary test of this bullish cipher, like a type 2 return. I think it looked cleaner before, but it doesn't invalidate the structure since you're currently above this low from here. It's just that it looks somewhat ugly. So maybe if you get a reaction here and reclaim the $22.26, could get somewhat interesting for injective, but I'm not touching it for the time being, although it's about to bullishly engulf yesterday's candle. So, and you're way below the 200. So I think there's superior options on the market right now. SUI, yeah, continuing still on a downtrend below the 200 moving average, lower lows and lower highs. You would need a market structure break in order to get excited about SUI again. Pepe just straight up killing it today. That's down. Ordi, let's look at Ordi. I'm gonna start to wrap up things after this one. So you're confirming yesterday's bullish engulfing candle today, confirming that this was actually real and not just like an immediate nuke after this bullish engulfing. Losing negative momentum in the MACD histogram, and potentially setting a higher low regarding this low here. It's a lower low regarding this one, but this could be considered maybe just a one move. But I'm not a fan of this structure. It just doesn't look that good. The 200 moving average is just way far off. You're below strong support here, so I'm not really interested in Ori until you see a market structure break and start rallying out of this low, having this one being maybe a higher high regarding this high, and this low being a higher low regarding this low. Then maybe it could turn interesting. But for now, just don't see the narrative for it. Okay, guys. So since today is a Friday, I'm gonna start to wrap up. I hope that you like this stream. Just remember to stay cautious on BTC, on how it's losing support after support. So yeah, I'm gonna be really attentive and looking for the 2-month daily candle close. I mean the 2-month candle close that will happen in 9 more days. And hopefully the new seasonality, the solstice and the summer in the northern hemisphere is just gonna maybe bring a trend reversal out of this selling that we have had in June, basically almost for the full month. But for the time being, this yeah, just bleeding out, while Ethereum, it's holding to most of its value. So Ethereum is a superior asset than BTC on right now. Okay, guys, please remember to give me a thumbs up on the video. Leave me a comment on what you would like to see. Turn on notifications. I'm going live every day, Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. I'll see you guys on Monday, and I hope that you guys have an incredible weekend. See ya.